Hey there, welcome back to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we're doing an episode of Hot and Cold. This is a video series I like to do where I talk about the best and worst music I heard over the past week, specifically the hot being the best, the worst being the cold, and some middle-of-the-road tracks too. For this specific upload, we'll be talking about any songs released between July 21st and 27th, 2019. As per usual, the songs will be linked in the description if you want to check out any of the songs, and if you have any suggestions for future episodes, feel free to let me know. First up this week, I want to catch up. There were a couple singles I missed in last week's episode, so I want to talk about those first. These are hot tracks, by the way. They both came out a week prior to what I should really be talking about in this video. But first up, I want to be talking about the new Brittany Howard single. This is called Stay High. She is the lead vocalist from the rock band Alabama Shakes. And this is a soulful, poppy kind of track that is perfect for a commercial or like an indie movie. Whatever it is, it's just something appealing visually about this song. I don't know if it's the music video. The vocals on this song are amazing from Brittany. She's very deserving of a solo career. This song does sound a bit different from Alabama Shakes' usual stuff. Hopefully she does get back with Alabama Shakes and they put out a record before the end of the year. Probably not, because like she's putting out a solo record for this release here, Stay High. Regardless, Stay High by Brittany Howard is a fantastic song. And the other track I forgot to talk about last week, it's by a band called Squid. The song is entitled The Cleaner. This is an indie post-punk kind of track. I would say if you're into the eccentric vocal performances from LCD Sound System, this would be right up your alley. There are so many twists and turns to this track. It's 7.5 minutes long, and any fan of post-punk should really check it out. Since there are many passages to enjoy with this song, it kind of just weaves itself like a labyrinth or like a maze. You might end up thinking that the track is a little scatterbrained, but its shape and dynamics feel natural and organic, to me at least. And now, on to the hot tracks for this week. I want to talk about the new Big Sean single. There were two that dropped. First up on the hot list is Overtime. Big Sean's flow on here is vicious. It's stone cold. There is no chorus required. It's simply him on a mission, and he's returning with a lot on his mind. He has a lot to say. I love the beat switch up halfway through this track. I think the second half of it is stronger than the first half. The vocal delivery kind of switches up too, and it's very jaw-dropping. And there are some notable bars on here, like the last laugh, like Kawhi reference to Kawhi Leonard. And then we get this Pete Weber winning strike snippet from the 2012 US Bowling Open, and that just ends the track in a pretty comedic fashion. Moving on from there, the day has finally come. I enjoy an Alessia Cara single. This one is entitled Ready, and although it is a tad overproduced and a little uninspired, I always think of 21 Pilots' song Ride when I hear it. The hook is enough to win me over and just makes me feel generous enough to put her on the hot track list for the week. Next up, we have an indie rock song from the Canadian identical twin duo of Tegan and Sara. This one is entitled I'll Be Back Someday. This is an excellent punk-inspired song that has a driving pulse, very loud and boisterous production, and just open and honest lyrics. We have someone calling out a lover for not staying with them for as long as they said they would. Yeah, Tegan and Sara, they aren't going to put up with that. They are going to call you out. Zac Brown Band have released a new single I'm really enjoying. It's called Leaving Love Behind. It has some basic lyrics, but the genuine and raw performance and the string section, the dynamics, there's a lot going on for this song just to make up for the basic lyrics. Once is the title of the new Liam Gallagher single. It's one that I can finally enjoy. I didn't like the first two that he put out for this upcoming album. Felt like they were just too bland, and this one here just builds very nicely over top of this sparse and simple chord progression. The bridge section, however, is the best part of this song, in my opinion. We get this modern twist with this Western flair. We have some awe-inspiring string arrangements with a vocal processor on a choppy sample. So yeah, I'm happy I finally enjoy a Liam Gallagher single, because I felt like a lot of people were enjoying the first two and I just wasn't. But oh well, life moves on, and we're going to move on to the middle of the road tracks this week. These are songs I thought were okay, not the best, not the worst, still worth mentioning. First up, we have The Archer by Taylor Swift. I did a full-length review of this already. Feel free to check that out if you want to see some more details. But just as a summary here, I would say that I'm not a fan of the drenched, reverbed vocals. The production feels a bit colorless, and it's a weird contrast to the first two singles that we've gotten from Taylor. I do like her vocal harmonies. She does come through with a nice vocal performance, And what else do I like about this? I like the lyrics. She sounds very mature. Moving on from there, we have a new Rick Ross single featuring Drake. It's called Gold Roses. Drake's performance, I think he outshines Rick on this one, but it's still a nice, laid-back, relaxing pace to the song. There's nothing really being flaunted with the technical ability of the rapping. I'm cool with it. It's just that I don't find myself fully intrigued or engaged with what Rick has to say on the song, at least in the latter part of his verse. He has witty bars on here, including a lot of lines crossed, but he never did a Zanny. He's unfortunately just all over the place, that he's jumping from topic to topic in a jarring fashion while just stagnating his flow the entire time. Moving on from there, we have Big Sean with his other single that I put out last week, Single Again. This is a bit of a placeholder for how he should go on with his life. It is funny enough that Janae Aiko, Big Sean's ex-girlfriend, contributes some vocals on this track. In addition to that, I'm not really a big fan of Big Sean singing on this, although I do admire the group feeling to the cut. Has this sense of charisma, even though I don't like the vocals. Interestingly enough, there is references to mental health, which isn't discussed a lot in hip-hop, so hopefully that brings it to the forefront. David Guetta and MORTEN have a new single out this week. It's featuring Aloe Blacc. It's called Never Be Alone. This is Big Room House. It's a track where you just have to think of like this hard techno 4/4 drum kick pattern, in addition to this lengthy techno influence build-up before the big club beat drop that you should love, or at least they're trying to get everyone to love. I always tend to think of Martin Garrix's Gold Skies EP from 2014 with this sound. This track though from David Guetta, Never Be Alone, it's pretty generic. You know, it fits into that mold of just that genre too much. It's nothing new or fascinating going on with it. We have this screeching or squealing synthesizer that opens the track that I don't really approve, and the beat drop, it's okay. Aloe Blacc sounds fine. They could have went without him. As a song overall, it just isn't something I gravitate towards every time I listen to. It's just something I need to be in a very specific mood for. Next up, we have a song entitled 21 by Her. Ironically, this artist is not 21 years old anymore. Maybe she should call up Taylor Swift and write that song 22 before she turns 23. Kidding aside, the track was actually written on her 21st birthday, so that's why it is entitled 21. The track is fine. I like the bass tone. The intensity that cuts through is pretty mesmerizing, and the lyrics are praiseworthy. Some good things on here saying that, like, hype and type, you know, like everyone hyping up your songs and everyone typing about it on Twitter or something like that. That stuff won't really get you anywhere in life. What I don't like about this track, though, is that the vocals just feel a bit bland, and to this day, I don't understand how Her got so many Grammy nominations. Like, I'm still puzzled and waiting for something from her music. I keep putting puns on her, but still waiting for something from her music to captivate me, something to win me over, but her vocals just feel like they're middle of the road. And lastly, for the middle of the road tracks this week, we have a new song from Big Wreck. This one is entitled One More Chance, and this is something that has a bit more of a different vocal delivery from the lead singer. Gives a new, fresh kind of sound to the band. The guitar riffs remain the bread and butter for the band, as well as the expanded form stuff that they've done over the past couple albums. In addition to this, the guitar solo is pretty interesting for its tones. It's just that the chorus feels a little standard, a little run-of-the-mill for what Big Wreck has done in the past. And now onto the cold tracks for the past week. These are songs that I thought were the worst by far. First up, we have a new trippy red single, Mac 10. This is mumble rap with not much of a memorable factor to it. The beat is barren. The vocals from all the artists that are featured on here, just way too apathetic. And it's way too short of a song, too. Majeed Jordan and Khalid teamed up for a song entitled Caught Up. This is just whiny R&B. I have been a fan of Majeed Jordan's singles in the past. I really liked All Over You, that came out last year. But yeah, with Khalid on this song, it's just way too apathetic. The vocal performances, again, apathetic, and I'm just not into them. Darkseid is the new single from Blink-182 that dropped last week. I am not a fan of this one. It's very cookie cutter, very rigid in its structure. The drums and the bridge are the standout on the track, but yeah, not excited for this new album that's coming on the way for Blink-182. It's going to be called 9, and it's going to be dropping on September 20th. And wrapping up this week, we have a new single from Future featuring Lil Keed. This is entitled Undefeated, and this is mumble rap taken to a whole different level. In other words, I'm not sure if I understood a single word that was spoken on this song, and Future, he can't do falsettos. He just sounds like a dying dove, a dying, constipated dove. And there you have it. There's Hot and Cold for this week. Sound off down below in the comments. Let me know what you think of these songs. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town. I'll catch you next time, and as always, have a rockin' day.